welcome to Shoreline Music Monthly. My name is Mark Koshwitz. This is episode 38. I think we've got a really good one for you. Just want to take a moment to talk a little bit about summer, which I know it's winter, but the summer festivals, like the Green River, Newport Folk, all those, they're starting to roll out their lineups now, so now's a good time to start thinking about that. And even more importantly, for your local musicians, is a lot of the local, smaller, I guess if you will, festivals in Connecticut that feature live music are also starting to roll out their lineups. So things like Locapalooza, the Meriden Daffodil Festivals in April, Podunk, of course, Bluegrass Fest coming up in August. Start paying attention, circle things on your calendar now, because time goes by quick. Tonight's episode, I'm very happy to have with me, sitting in the station with me right now, Steve Dedman from Plywood Cowboy. We're going to chat a little bit, and then he's got some friends going to help him play some music for you. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm glad to have you in. It's, I think what I really would, if you don't mind, I like the name Plywood Cowboy, and I read the backstory, and I don't know if you mind just maybe running through that for us. It's kind of a cool story.
So when I was a child, my father was an amateur musician, and he and his friends used to play music in our garage on Sundays. And my father was on the CB radio. My mother bought him a CB when he was for his 40th birthday, and we didn't see him for like 20 years. He became Captain Sunshine after a Neil Diamond song. That was his CB handle. And one of his good friends.
Would this have been like the 70s, 80s?
Yeah, this is late 70s, 80s, yeah. So one of his good friends was John Hannes, and John used to come over on most Sundays, and my father and John would sit and pick guitars in the garage. And when we came back from church, he would show me a couple licks and riffs and things like that. And so his CB handle was Plywood Cowboy. So the whole project and putting together a band and writing songs and building up the music is based on the music that I grew up with as a youth. I've played a lot of genres over the years, but I think I've come full circle now as an adult. I kind of realized what was important.
What music was your father playing?
He was playing John Prine and Chris Christopherson and
nice.
and Willie and Waylon but my father also loved Pink Floyd, so I'm a piano player, so I learned all of The Wall on the piano and everything, and he used to walk around the house singing Pink Floyd songs. But it's so John and my father were really important people in my life growing up musically. And I was telling a friend of mine who lives right around the corner, Clay Selmont, who's a great musician, and we used to play together in a band. I was telling him the story about Plywood, and he said, that's the name of the band.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, so actually Clay played, we were doing a gig for High Hopes Therapeutic Riding, and
nice,
Clay came, that was our first gig, I think, as Plywood Cowboy. And
I've been to their, they have like a springtime fundraiser every year.
The Hootenanny, sure, yeah.
Nice.
And Clay played bass for us on that gig, and so we owe a lot to Clay and a lot to Plywood Cowboy and John Hannes, my father.
Excellent. Now, you've got some other folks with you tonight.
Yep.
So Plywood Cowboy is kind of a little bit you, but it's a little bit band.
Yeah, I'm not a cowboy. I'm not Plywood. The Plywood Cowboy is the band, and we generally run as a quartet at our base, and then we have a few guest musicians that come and play with us depending on the gigs that we have and who's available.
And who's in the house tonight?
So tonight we have on bass guitar is Shane Tanner, who's been with us from the beginning. And then Jason Apostoleris is our drummer. He's a great jazz drummer that I met through friends, and we were looking for someone to foot the bill for that. And Jason's been with us 6-7 months now. And right at the last minute, Austin Gray plays Telecaster and sings harmony vocals in the band. And Austin just called last minute and said he was unavailable, so I've called a friend, Chris Michaels, who's going to play with us tonight. And Chris and I go way back. Chris was in the garage with Plywood and my father playing on Sunday morning. So Chris is a great guitar player from the New Haven area. And we just actually did a gig up at Infinity Hall Bistro together. It was a lot of fun. So little by little, I keep trying to get Chris into the band if I can.
My love, where'd you sleep last night? My love, I hope he treats you right. My love, my dear, I leave this town. No sense in sticking around. My love, I always knew you couldn't be true. But don't worry, I've weathered worse storms than you. I never expected that we would last. My mama had warned about girls too fast. My, I'm on that open road outside of Tupelo. My word, I picked up this pretty girl, said she was leaving her world. She smiled, she said she'd be okay. She weathered worse storms, always found her way. She reached across and she held my hand. She slipped off her wedding band. Well, my.
All right, I am back with Steve Dedman from Plywood Cowboy, and he said, well, sure, I'll play your silly game. We're going to do From the Hip, where I'm going to ask just some random questions, and we'll just see where it ends up. Being a songwriter, I'm always curious about what your favorite songwriter that you don't know personally might be.
John Prine.
John Prine, he's a good man. Do you recall the first music that you ever purchased for yourself?
The Hooters. They were a band. They are a band.
Are they still together? Right.
I guess so, yeah.
Cool.
You know, I was a piano kid. I was a piano student, and he played the melodica, which is the small. Yeah. And they came to the University of New Haven, and I saw them, and I bought their CD. I think I was 12, 13, 14 years old.
Now, did you buy the melodica as well?
I have a melodica. Yeah, I don't have it here tonight, but yeah.
Excellent.
It's an instrument my wife is not sure about yet.
My wife has questions about mine as well. This one I always have to ask because I'm so just terribly outnumbered on this. What is your stance on cannolis?
3 in one sitting.
Okay.
No more than that.
You're pro cannoli.
Absolutely.
Okay. What instrument that you do not play do you think you would really like to play?
Drums.
Drums? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Smash and bash?
No, no, tight rolls and cadences and things like that. I'm always impressed by marching bands and how they can get those sticks to get down into those 30-second notes.
Have you seen we had the Deep River Junior Ancients in here.
I saw that episode.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Very cool. And I really hate the term guilty pleasure, but it's a term that everyone knows what it means.
Sure.
Do you have one? And like, what would you be mortified that someone saw, say, on your iPod or playlist or?
Oh.
We won't tell anyone.
Oh, no, that's fine. Let's see. I grew up in a household with a lot of music, and Olivia Newton-John was played in my house all the time. So if I hear an Olivia Newton-John song, I'm going to smile.
Good man. Good man. And do you have, not to play, but a favorite local place to see music?
The Kate.
Yeah, fabulous.
The
place.
Kate's a great room. The Buttonwood in Middletown is a great room to see live
Surprisingly good sound. I mean, that brick wall, I just assumed it wouldn't have good sound, but it really does.
There's a place in Connecticut that is for those that know the Ryman Auditorium, it's in Tennessee, and it's kind of the holy grail of stages, the Grand Ole Opry. There is a place that I got an opportunity to play, and I'll be playing there again solo, and that is through the Breadbox Mission out in Willimantic, and it's at St. Paul's Church, which is this cathedral, small stone church, and that's my favorite room to be in for performing music and listening to music, hands down. It's a little bit of a drive from here, but what they're doing out at the Breadbox Mission, and
yeah, I've seen because we had Kristen Graves on here sometime. I think she just played it last summer.
Right. It's a folk. It's a folk
never
series.
made it to a show.
But you'd love it.
Yeah.
It's a folk series, and it supports the soup kitchen out there, and they're doing some really great things. And that's an incredible room. There's one microphone on stage, and the musicians just stand back and play, and it just radiates all the way back.
That's nice.
Shane, who's here in the studio, was able to be up there with us, and I think if you go to Plywood Cowboy's YouTube page, you'll see a video of us up on that stage.
Very nice.
In that altar, I guess you can say.
Well, I'm up on Silver Mountain. The kids are back in school. There's a warm wind blowing, but you can't beat the view. And I hiked up with my guitar. Not a soul could be found. Just me and this old Martin strumming that pretty sound. 3,000 feet of granite, well, it's sometimes what I need. Wipe out the cobwebs, let my soul free. But it's not a hidden mountain, you can find it on the map. Many people come up here and I'm thankful for that. But I'll give you a clue, 'cause I'm a decent guy. Up on Silver Mountain, you sometimes what I need. Wipe out the cobwebs, let my soul feel. 3,000 feet of granite, that's sometimes what I need. Wipe out the cobwebs, let my soul feel. Well, the rustle of the birches, the whistle of the spruce, up on Silver Mountain I can let my troubles loose. 3,000 feet of granite, well, it's sometimes what I need. Wipe out the cobwebs, let my soul feel.
I've seen you've had some very nice high-profile gigs, I guess. CD release at the Kate.
Yeah, that was a great night. We had, thanks to our friend Andy Morrison from the Wing Agency, he was able to get Austin and myself an opener back in January of 2016. And when we opened for Chris Bergson out of New York, and Chris is a very popular, well-known blues musician out of New York City, who international touring musician and just a heck of a nice guy as well. And he brought up his band from New York, and I realized, I was like, what have I gotten myself into here? I think the bass player had just come off the Hamilton chair. He was playing on the Broadway play Hamilton to come up for the gig in Saybrook. So there we were backstage hanging out with Chris, and we went out and we did five original songs. And I knew that if we did a good job, if Austin and I could, give a good performance and put people in the seats, that hopefully the Kate would notice. And they did. And
Apparently they did.
So we were able to get back there in August and have our CD release party there.
And that's this here, Channel 33?
Yeah, Channel 33. So this is the CB radio that my father used to talk on. And
that's the actual one?
This is the actual one.
Oh,
yeah.
Very cool.
And he bought this this mic so that he could press it down and play guitar over the airwaves. And his station was Channel 33, and that's why we named the album Channel 33.
It all comes around.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah.
Now, I was just talking, in the opening here about, everything wakes up a little bit on the shoreline in the summer, and
sure. Yeah.
Maybe we could touch a little bit on what you and Plywood Cowboy may have in the future. Maybe there's a festival coming. Maybe.
Yeah, we were just talking before we aired that I had to look at the dates because we're getting pretty busy. We had a good year last year. I think we planted some good seeds, and this year we're looking forward to quite a busy season. We have Amanda Kenyon manages us, and Amanda owns Blue Crane Music. And both she and I together have been booking a lot of gigs. So we've got, you mentioned the Meriden Daffodil Festival. We'll be playing that.
Oh, are you playing it? Oh, that's one of my favorite. They do such a great job at
we're
booking
excited.
Music.
Yeah, and so we'll be there. And then we just played a small gig. There was a great gig, but it led to us headlining the Portland Music Festival. So we're excited for that,
cool.
And that'll be on June 21st. And there's a few others trickling in now, and we're just trying to lock them in. I do a lot of...
Make sure you stay in touch with us because we like to keep all the folks informed on where people can be found in the wild.
Plywoodcowboy.com is, you know, it has all of our gigs. Bands in Town is linked up there, and that's an app. And our calendar is generally on our Facebook page. I generally try to have the calendar up there.
Oh, good.
For the month coming up.
You'd be surprised how many musicians don't.
You know, it's a very busy. It's a very busy day to keep.
Real work, or
yeah,
well.
Yeah, no,
I hate to say real work, but
no,
day jobs.
This is work, and there's a couple hours every day of me correspondence and promoting, and struggling and saying, gosh, you know. Sometimes I just want to crawl into a hole, Mark, but other times I'm like, let's go, let's book them.
Well, I'm sure once you start strumming,
yeah, thanks.
It's all good.
We had a friend. I take piano lessons in Hamden with my original piano teacher, and he had turned me on to Lyric Hall in New Haven. So we are having a concert on May 20th at Lyric Hall that I'll start promoting pretty soon. So we're very excited about that. I think one of the things that we like to do here is put on our own shows and encourage some other artists to join us and open for us or co-bill it or something like that. So,
yeah, original music, it's really nice. There seems to be a little bit more of it, at least, you know, bubbling around.
It's alive and well. I'll tell you, last year was a crash course in learning about who's out there and who's playing and who's doing, you know, who's getting into Newport Folk Festival, who's getting into Green River Music Festival.
Green River is probably my favorite regional festival.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Hot air balloons and live music.
I know. So there's some great music. You know, you don't have to go far here. The Shoreline's got a great music family down here of original music, and Connecticut as a whole has some great acts. Wise Old Moon is another one that we're going to start working with a little bit, and they've been doing some great things, and the list goes on. So it's encouraging to know.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, sure.
If I should stop my drinking, would you hold me in your arms? Would you let me see our children? Would you let me back on the farm? I tried to go to meetings, but you know how I always fail. I gave away our marriage for the bottle and this jail. Pour me another. Pour me another. I used to drink in bar rooms, but now bars are all I see. They keep me safe and sober, but I don't hold the key. And when my time is over and they send me down the road, it's the whiskey, not my darling, that I always seem to hold. Pour me another. Pour me
Thank you once again for watching Shoreline Music Monthly. Remember, the lineups are coming out for all the local as well as regional and national summer festivals, even though it's only winter. So some of them, like Newport Folk, they may already be sold out. Who knows? But it's something you want to think about. And thanks again for watching. And now please get out and catch a show. We'll see you next month.